Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to finally get to the starter replacement in this 1975 400. Now, this is not actually a replacement. I'm not buying a new starter, but for the sake of the video, that is what is going to be titled. And it's the same. I'm just going to take the starter off. I'm going to have it rebuilt and put it back on. So it is basically the same as replacing it, just cheaper in the long run. And then I have a better starter. I don't have to buy a Chinese one. So in order to pull the starter out of this tractor, you have to take the engine out. So you got to take the hood off, side panels off, unbolt the engine, pick it up. I'm hoping that I can get up enough with the engine without unhooking any wiring or the drive shaft. So we are going to find out. But if I can't, then that's just that. So we are going to go ahead and do this, and you can use it as entertainment if you like, or as a help video. It's fairly easy, or it at least should be, and I'd like to get this tractor back up and running. My issue is not that the starter itself will not work. It's that it will not engage. When I turn the key, my starter spins but will not engage to the flywheel. So my Bendix is probably gone bad. So I'll just have the whole thing gone through, and it'll be basically a brand new starter when I get it back. So enough of me jibber jabbering. Let's get right into it. Alright everybody, today's November 22nd. I know I said I wanted to have this completely done in a couple weeks. It's been like a month. So I am finally getting the engine pulled. Got choke and throttle cables unhooked, fuel line unhooked, all the wiring unplugged. Everything's ready with the possible exception of the drive shaft. The roll pin's out. We're just going to have to start picking and see if the drive shaft slides off of the hub like it's supposed to. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have this rigged to lift the engine out. And unlike the K-Series single cylinders, there's nowhere up here that is a designated spot to hook a chain to lift it out. So I just went around all four engine mounts, Couldn't get a chain in the back, so I just kind of went redneck style here. We're gonna have to find out if it works. I have no idea. I need to be careful of the oil cooler there and hopefully not break anything in the process, but let's try and get this thing lifted out. So I've been fighting with this damn thing for who knows how long. And the 400 was obviously another one of those tractors that Deere built when they were either high, drunk, or had their head up someone else's ass. Because if you look over here, to pull the engine out, this is in the way. You have to drain the oil. And, I mean, it would have been different if they'd have put a shutoff at the block and then you could just take this whole thing out. But you have to drain the oil and then take the whole thing out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's Christmas Eve. I just did the live for anybody who's wondering. I think I'm getting somewhere. I've been fiddle fighting with this thing. And I am, at the least, getting pretty close. Okay. This needs to come off here. That's 7/16. All right. Get in there, you asshole. There we go. Suppose it gets to sit in this corner. Going down. Alright, boys and girls. Finally, this engine's out. I did not plan on setting it on the workbench, but here we are. I just decided to set it up here in a split-second decision. This is what the inside of the frame be looking like. Here's the spring for the idler that we had to take loose. Some hardware. I am definitely going to clean this all up. Get all this crud out of here. Might even throw this on the trailer and take it into town to the car wash and pressure wash it. It's too cold currently to pressure wash here. The engine is, well, definitely needs a new exhaust, but we already knew that. Everything up under here, pretty dirty, oily and greasy. Caution, do not strike. Internal damage may result. Sorry, pal, it's already internal damage did. Not sure what that little plug thing there is for. I made sure it was not sitting on that though. Have to get that starter off, take it in and have it rebuilt. And I'll clean everything up in the meantime. Other than that, I mean, everything looks okay. Hopefully the starter was our issue. If nothing else, if it's not our issue, we'll have a new starter basically, and it'll last my lifetime, and we can get some of this crud cleaned out. So let's go ahead and pull the starter off, and we can get it taken in and rebuilt. Alright, so I got the starter unbolted. You see the third bolt showing up in there. This is what we got. I'm not a electronic rebuilding kind of fellow, but doesn't look bad. Internals are probably not thrilled about all the oil they have ingested over the years, it appears. But, you know, my guy will fix that right up. Now I'm going to get this off to the shop to have it rebuilt. And in the meantime, I'm going to get all these tins off here, at least on this side, and clean up a bunch of that stuff. So I probably won't show you that, but I'll bring you back here in a bit. Okay guys, it is February 8th. It is finally that time. I've got the starter back. Completely rebuilt and gone through. This thing should last the rest of my life now. Let's go ahead and get it shoved in here now. Shouldn't be too super hard. Alright guys, it's in there. That was definitely a challenge. That bolt is right up here where you can't hardly get to it. Especially with Bigfoot Sasquatch fingers up in here. I can only get one of my fingers up to it. But it's in there. That's what matters. So now we get to do the fun task of putting this engine back in the tractor frame. Which the Gravely's in the way, but that's another video entirely. So let's see if we can manage to get it back in there without making a big mess and breaking anything. Okay, so this piece of shit phone decided to update while I was filming. So I had all the footage of bringing this engine over here, but my phone deleted it because, well, it's a piece of junk, I guess. So this is where we're at. I'm working on trying to figure out how I'm going to get this engine dropped in here. So I guess that's where you guys are going to start out at. Guys, I put a battery in this thing. It's all back together, as you just saw. This is not going to be its permanent battery. As you see, it doesn't exactly fit. But this will fire it up, drive it around for a minute, take it over to the other building. We're all back together. Let's get this thing started up, let it warm up, and take it back over to the other building. Doesn't quite have the oomph to get this started. Running on one cylinder. Whoever was last in this carburetor, no idea what they were doing. Everything in here is loose. Haven't checked the choke for that yet. Feels like it might move just a tiny bit, but not near as much as the throttle. That would have caused some failure in the engine had that made its way in. I'm glad I caught that. All the bolts holding the elbow on were loose too. ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching the video. The reason it wouldn't start there in the end and it was running on one cylinder when it did is because this plug wire was bad. You can see, I'm surprised it was ever able to run with that in there. So I figured you guys might want to see that. That is the reason. I drove it around for a little bit and parked it in here. It's running pretty good now. So it is ready to be used. Again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you have not already, please subscribe if you enjoy this content. Any questions, comments, or video requests, please leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you on the next one.